Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Truck Talk and Time with Jesus and Time at Home. Each day is an adventure, and each day that it's another day coming to Jesus coming back. Upstairs, the last couple of days have been pretty rough, but through all this, it's going soon to be on 5 months, and through the struggles and through the pain and through the time that you don't know what's going to happen is the time when I see Jesus working the most. It's also the flip side of that is I see Satan also working harder. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy that he does have to work harder. I'm happy that he does have to come up with new ways, because it becomes very to that point where you go, is this all a dream, or is this all going in one direction to the next? And what I mean by that is, if this is all a dream, then how do you explain life? How do you explain the afterlife? How do you explain what people have seen? Now I know what you can say because I'm right with you on it. There is a lot of people out there that does use other people's videos and uploads their videos on their channels and I don't think people ask me if I think anything's wrong with that. No, not really, because I don't care if they're getting paid for it. I don't care because it's God's message anyways, and it's getting the word out there. But for the most part, let's get ready to dig into this. I've been on the last couple of videos. I've been talking about getting back into the signs of the Antichrist and what we should be looking for when these things are happening. Even in our worstest days, people, God still gives us the revolution. Revelation, I guess, not Lucian. I don't know if you guys can hear that tarp blowing, but it's getting pretty windy. I covered my mower up and the best I could, but I need to go out there and find a bungee cord. But it takes everything out of me just to go from A to B, and it's honestly isn't that far to go to where that mower is. I mean, obviously I'm looking out the window looking at it, but you have to understand in your darkest moments, God's there. In your darkest moments, Jesus is waiting. He's got his hand out. And we keep going in the other direction, thinking because we don't see how it's working. We don't see the outcome of anything. We don't see things happening fast enough. Well, that's the problem with technology today. That's the problem with smartphones. That's the problem with you think about the car phones when they first came out. You think about the first cell phone I had looked like a freaking walkie-talkie. I'm not even kidding. I kind of wish I still had it because it was kind of amazing. I kind of wish I would have kept. Oh, I just messed my puzzle up because my hand stuck to it. If I don't do that, it's going to drive me crazy, honestly. I do believe I got some OCD. But anyways, and you look how fast technology is changing. You look how much an event takes over your life, and you sit there for a split moment, and you go, your brain starts wandering in other directions, and you start wondering, is all this true? Is what people are saying true? Man, I'm terrified of it. I'm terrified of what that outcome is. It's not Walmart. Well, yeah, it's a Walmart bottle. Never mind. Here comes the thunder. But, what if it's not true? Let's just stand on there for a minute. And I know I'm kind of all over the place because, it's been a lot for me to focus and stay focused, and so please work with me, guys. Don't jump ship yet. I wouldn't blame you if you did, but or anybody else just coming on to this video for the first time, probably thinking, man, this guy's off his rocker. No, it's just, it's been a while. You know, it's been a lot of struggle, but God's been with me. And I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for you guys being here and understanding in the comments. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of uplifting comments. And as always, guys, you know, thank you. But anyways, back to where I was at. You know, here's the problem I have with it. And this is coming from, in case you're new to the channel, it's coming from a person that hated God, that lived a life of satanic worship, sacrificing, and seeing things that would make you scream in the night. And something, a haunted house isn't even scary enough. You know, the reason why a haunted house is so scary, two reasons: because it's unexpected where they're jumping out at, and they're in a costume. So the more gorier and the more out of place it is, and things catching your eyes. You notice in a haunted house, there's always something moving before somebody jumps out at you, or there's 2 or 3 these days electronical things moving, and yet there's 3 or 4 people in the area. You know, mannequins, robots, whatever the heck they are. And you don't expect the one to be a person, but after seeing 2 or 3, and you figure out, oh, this is fake, and all of a sudden the one jumps out at you. You know, or the glowing hands or glowing heads and all these things. I mean, it's just, you just sit there and you go, what's real and what's not. It's kind of like hell, you know, because hell is probably, I would say, the hardest thing to talk about, but the easiest thing to talk about. The hardest thing, because I have to go back into those files that I always tell people. I got these files right here, and I open up the file cabinet drawer, and if anybody ever seen Bruce Almighty when he goes clear across the room, that's how I feel some days. So going back into hell is probably one of the hardest videos that I have to do. But I prayed a couple of days ago. I was in prayer, and I just told the Lord, here I am. I'm just going to throw, and I don't know why I keep getting this. Same number keeps calling, but they don't leave a message or anything. It drives you crazy. I've even blocked it, but the same area code comes up, same first 3 numbers, but the last numbers are different. Leave a message then. But, so, I'm going to dig into these, and, there's many signs the Antichrist is here, people. I mean, there's so many signs. There's so many. If you go back a few videos back where I started part 1 of that, and just let me answer somebody's question real quick while it's on my mind. I hope I pronounced your name right. Zachary, I believe. If not, I apologize. But that's kind of how I'm looking at the name in my head going, I would imagine it's Zachary, but I've been known to have names that are spelled and mispronounce them, and thank God that people understand. If you've been on this channel long enough, you'll understand. And I appreciate the understanding. No, to answer your question, the question is, I would say no, the answer to it. Each step that we take in life, it's a journey. Today, my life has changed in so many different ways. Do I still hear, if I hear rock and roll, do I still hear it the way that if somebody played it backwards for you? Yes, I still hear it that way. There's a lot of songs that I don't hear the way that you guys hear it. You take Hotel California, you take Highway to Hell, you take Back in Black, you take Shout at the Devil. First of all, if you look up some of these lyrics, Shout at the Devil starts off at, in the beginning. So that right there is a mockery to God, because in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, and you go into Shout at the Devil. But now listen to one part of the beginning of Shout at the Devil. Come on now, you children of the beast. Come on now, you children of the beast. I'm going to say it again. Come on now, you children of the beast. Be strong and shout at the devil. Shout, 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 shout at the devil. You know, and they're not meaning like yelling at Satan. They're talking, you know, when you start doing all of this stuff. What do you think that is, people? It's the devil's horns, the devil's face, the beast's face, the beast's image. You're giving the beast his glory. You're bowing down. You're shouting at him. Yeah, yeah, shout, 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 shout at the devil. You see everybody's going up there, people clapping, people cheering, screaming. Glory be glory to your Satan. Glory be glory to Lucifer. Because you won't be glory saying and shout at the devil when you're walking into hell. You're going to be screaming to God, help me, help me, help me. I promise you that. You can take that as far as you want to go. You can tuck that back in your memory brain the next time you're at a concert and you're buying one of these expensive rock and roll t-shirts glorifying Lucifer and the next person and the next person and the next person. I'm very careful, even when I toy hunt and stuff, the things that I normally would have bought, but don't buy. Because I just don't want any part of it. I don't want it in my house. I don't want to look at it. And I don't want to be reminded of what hell truly is. You know, you get so many people, whether or not they're kidding or they're joking or trying to get attention from their parents. I don't know, people. All I know is that if you even speak the words that you go to an altar and worship Lucifer. Well, come on now, children of the beast. Be strong and shout at the devil, you know, because that's about what you're doing. You know, you are planting yourself in a spot that you don't want to be in. I guarantee it. You know, hell isn't this glorious sex, drugs, and rock and roll, people. It's not this going to be this great Six Flags. We got Cedar Point here. We used to have Jogga Lake. I'm sure a lot of people do have at least a Six Flags or some kind of amusement park. That's the word I was looking for, amusement park. I'm sure you have something like that around your house. You know, I don't know. Our Cedar Point, there used to be, I don't know if it still is. I haven't been there in years and don't have the desire to ever go back to one. What was I going to say? Oh, there used to be signs when you walked up to the ride. There was a sign, 3-hour wait from here, 2-hour wait from here. I'm not kidding you. An hour wait from here, half hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it was, from this point to this point to this point. Then you get on there and it's like you blink your eyes and it's over. You know, and that fun that you had, was it worth the wait? That fun you're having, is it worth your internal soul in hell? I mean, that's all I can say to you. Is it truly worth the fun you're having? How many of you have that's not married and you're still young, or, even if you're not young, how many of you was married and you went through a bad divorce, and we don't dare say that we're going to get married because, my gosh, that turns into a nightmare. But, let's just say you're single and you're dating somebody, that makes it all the better because, according to people, you're supposed to be alone and die forever. But, you look what Paul says, it's best that if you cannot behave yourself, to be married. But then you go off of the only unforgiving sin is blasphemy of the Spirit, which is denial, which is basically saying Jesus don't exist, God don't exist, I'm not following the way. There's a lot to it. Following God and being devoted. And when we get down into this next video that I'm going to do after this one, you might want to tune into that, because I'm not saying I have it right, by all means, but I do feel a lot of the stuff I talk about, well, I shouldn't say a lot of it, all of it I talk about, I have a lot of experience in it. I have a lot of time invested into my life and where I've been and what I went through and what I've done, and by all means, if God can send his son to rescue me, then what makes you think that you can't accept Jesus and in your life change? Yeah. Don't let Satan keep fooling you and tell you that you're not worthy to be changed. It's up to you. It's up to you to accept Christ. It's up to you to accept Christ, confess him as your king. It's up to you to be baptized in the water. It's up to you to read the daily word and be in the word. Let your life change. It's up to you to allow him to start changing your life and to get rid of things that is no good for you. All these things is up to you. Or you can continue on your highway to hell, because there's not a song out there that I can think of that is more true than that. I'm on the highway to hell. You think about, oh my gosh, there's too many songs I can run through my head right now, but I'm not going to waste the video time on that. And I didn't ask them, but I'm pretty sure it's a male. So if it's not, then I apologize. But I mean, obviously, you can go on the comments on the last video, last one or the one before this one, the one before the last one. But I think it was on the last one. Caleb, I don't really know a lot about you. I mean, you could be a female, you could be male. I mean, I don't know your age. I mean, you could be young, you could be older than me. But either way, man, you are an inspiration. I mean, you're probably one of the first ones in a long time that has told me don't. Actually, I don't really. Amber might have. Tracy might have. Susan used to, but I haven't heard from her in a long time. But other than that, I'm not even sure if the ones I mentioned did or not. But you're the only one that's ever told me not to look at the time. And it's funny because I did a video on God's time. At least I think I did. If not, I'll have to do it. It'll blow your mind. I mean, literally blow your mind about God's timing. And I mean, I've been accused of so many things, of false teachings. I've been accused of reading notes and earpieces in, and because I look around. No, I'm just trying to get my thought these days, why I look around. And the other part is, if I don't have notes and stuff written down, or, the stuff marked in one of the Bibles. I mean, I got one downstairs that I'm doing the Antichrist stuff on, the one up here doing Satan stuff on. I just had to take a break for a moment because my brain just got overloaded, and it was hard to concentrate. And I never thought that I would take medicine for a mild depression. I always thought I was stronger than that, so I battled with that. I battled, oh my gosh, I'm not as strong as I thought. And I'm telling you, people, I came to a spot where I just collapsed and just put it all in Jesus' hand. I mean, every bit of my life, I just said, here, I can't do this. I can't do this no more. I can't be around any negative stuff right now. And, I'm upset with the company I work at, and even going into the company's stores, I get nervous. I get anxiety. I see the trucks and I get anxiety, kind of. I've never worked for a company that and I can't say it's all the company. I don't even know if they even know all the stuff that goes on, because it is such a big company. But still, you think somebody from like corporate office or somebody would reach out and just ask how you're doing. You think someone from HR would. I mean, it's just intense. Maybe they're not allowed, but you think corporate would. I mean, even if they, hey, how are you doing? Or just checking to see if you need anything and then leave the door open. They're not really asking me anything, but then they're leaving the door open to where I could relieve and talk. And it but that's where Jesus comes in. He's the one that goes on my defense. And I just know that whatever's coming out of this, it's going to be the Father's will. This is my timeline. Each one of us has a pathway laid in front of us. God knows from our birth that He molded us and sculpted us in our mother's womb, and He laid down this pathway in front of you. So today, wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this, if you're home or at work or walking or exercising or at the gym, at the grocery store, or just bored out of your mind and you just happen to come across this video, you're right where God wants you. You may be having a relationship problem. That's where I was going earlier. You may be in that relationship that you just feel like, man, I wasted another couple months and this person isn't what they're at. Take some advice, male or female. Most likely it's not so much female it can happen. It does. But it's more male, I would say, pursues it this way than women. And usually the vulnerable ones are the ones that get sucked into this, the one that wears their heart on their sleeve. And Satan wants you to change that so you can really be miserable and you're not going to find that right person that God has in your life. First of all, if you go through a bad breakup, it's not man's fault or it's not woman's fault. So don't fall into Satan's traps and end up with the same sex relationship, because that's where he wants you, people. And I'll be the first to tell you, people make so many damn excuses why they are in that kind of relationship. Did you hear what he said? He said, damn. Yep, I said it. He's lost his mind. No, because you got to know something about me. I do everything just to test people. Just to see where your judgmental spots are in life. And you'd be surprised how many people will sit there and comment or say something. And I'm not picking on you. I just want you to really look at your lives. Look at your life before you cast a stone at someone else's life. That's all I'm saying. I don't care. You can pick on me all day. Heck, it might actually be fun to have somebody give me a 9-inning game and let's just go at it. Because I'm telling you right now, I would actually love for that. Let me get something to drink. Give me 1 second. Good night. My throat was starting to burn. But anyways, I'm trying to think of how's the best way to put this. I guess this is the best way. Have you ever been in a relationship, like, say you might have been at a bar hanging out with your friends and you meet somebody. First of all, clue number 1, you met them at a bar, it's probably not going to be so great. Second thing is you go on a date and they're pushing more for that bedroom activity. Is it, I don't know the proper word, but is it, I think it's called Dutch or something, where you pay and they pay for their own. There's another flag right there. I'm not against it. Don't get me wrong, people. Don't go crazy on me. I'm not against it. I just think, I guess I'm old school. I've been with Darlene now 15 years. We'll be married 14 this year. And I still open the door for her, the same as I did at day one. I will open the house doors, the car doors, and that's never changed. So people can call me fake, can call me whatever you want. Say I don't love somebody or this or that. That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. But you see the respect, because I respect her as a person the same as any woman that is traveling with us or anything else. I would open the door for them. It's out of respect. Now, I'm not saying I'm the perfect gentleman. Now, don't get me wrong there. I mean, I have my moments, and I have my time, and all I'm saying is each step that we take in life is an adventure. You know, each place that we go it's either you or not you. I mean, do you see fake things when you're out on a date? How many of you been with somebody for, let's just say you met and you're still hitting it off, and it's about a year later and you start noticing a lot of things have changed. It's not the 6 months honeymoon that I call it, because anybody it starts to disappear. See, and you may be saying, well, are you counseling us here, Nelson, about dating and all that? Yeah, I am. Just keep on. See, there's a time in a roller coaster where it starts going upwards and it's real slow. This is the best time because your mind's wondering what's over this hump. What's coming? Well, we know what goes up must come down, but how fast we go down is what you forget. You forget the moment beforehand, and you're having that journey going down. And let's just face it, the bedroom activity could possibly do that and distract you. But where I'm going is, if it changes and you start to see it changing, it's going to continue to change. Are you with me? A year later, none of that stuff that you first fell in love with, you fell in love with the idea, people. That's the truth. Not the person, the idea. The person isn't capable of doing what they're doing because it's fake. It was always fake. They did it enough to hook line you. Some people, when they get married, they say, man, my life has changed so much since I got married. Kids are in place and this. We got a dog now, a cat, a goldfish, a ferret, whatever kind of animal you get. Some people don't even get that. Some people, the white picket fence out front isn't so much their dreams from when they were a child. I wonder if kids even grow up thinking about that stuff anymore. It's a thing of the past. Now we're looking at flying cars that's on their mind. I'm joking, but it could be. You don't know. Dreams are just dreams, or are they? We're entitled. Don't settle. That's basically what I'm saying. Find what you're looking for and stay with it. The thing with the relationship part, there is a relationship that you can have that never changes, and that's Jesus. That relationship is just like what you've been searching for. You find Jesus, and he never changes. He stays the same today, tomorrow, and forever. He will be the same. God will be the same in your life today. As a matter of fact, it just gets better and better and better. It's a relationship that you don't have to ever worry if you're going to be disappointed, because you never will be disappointed. It's a relationship that is pure. It's a relationship that is filling. Even when your spouse can't fulfill something and you feel alone, you're never alone, because you don't ever go through a alone feeling anymore. See, because your spouse isn't always going to be perfect, people. If they continue on, you notice what I said. I've never stopped opening the door. I may have, I try to help clean. I try to do the dishes. If she's cooking, I go over there and start doing the dishes that she's used, measuring cups or anything else. And I try to help put stuff away, clean the dinner dishes after we're done eating. I'm not saying that again, guys, don't get pissed off. Women, don't get pissed off because your husband's not doing it, your boyfriend's not doing it. Buy paper plates in. I used to let stuff sit in the damn sink. If you can't learn to wash dishes, then don't complain to me that things are dirty. And that's when I have my kids. It's like, it is what it is. Life is an adventure. But with Christ, it's a fun adventure. It's a roller coaster of when you get to the top and you look and you go, wow, this is going to be awesome. There's never a moment in my life that I don't wake up the next morning and go, thank you, God, for allowing me to have a new day, to make a sinless day. I made a couple mistakes yesterday, but it's getting better. It's getting better, that I'm getting to a point where hopefully if tomorrow comes and hopefully I wake up tomorrow and I get through the day with maybe only one mistake, and then Friday maybe I'll only, well, tomorrow's Wednesday. Or stay Wednesday. I don't know what the heck today is. I think today's Tuesday. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Let's just say by Friday, this Friday coming up, whatever date it is, I don't know. I can't see the calendar because the baby gate thing's there. But I hope that I get to this Friday and not have the whole day of nothing. That's my goal for this week. That's my goal, to not have a bad thought, not to allow somebody to put a bad thought in my head, not to think about what someone has done or anything else. All I want to do is give praise to God all day long. And you can do it too. You know, I've been trying to change what I watch. I've been trying to change, and I question everything and anything anymore. And I don't know. I just want to give my all because He is giving me so much. And it's just amazing that I don't even deserve it, but He gives it to me. You can have the same life too. If you're struggling with addictions, whether it's alcohol, drugs, gambling, lottery, seeking sex. I mean, that could be an addiction too. I mean, you think about, that's why the saying goes, just another notch in my bedpost. I mean, honestly, you really have to look at the words that we say have power. How many of you have done things and you feel terrible afterwards? We don't have to. Take a breather. Get rid of all the junk in your closets, in your attic, in your basement. Basically, your life, your attic, your house, your basement, anything in your gut, anything in your heart is your life. Anything up here is your attic. Get rid of this stuff, man. Get rid of, I don't care if it's music, people. I don't care if it's objects, whatever your distraction is, get it out of your life. It could be a friend. It could be family. It could be, and the amazing thing about it is when you start following Christ, look how fast things in your life change. I mean, there's family members walk away. There's friends walk away. There's so many things that walk away in life. School bus must be about 3 o'clock. Actually, 3:33. It's funny, when I looked at the clock earlier, it was 2:22. I made a pizza, and it was, I believe, 1:22 or something like that. Amazing. Some of you may say, did you really do it? I'm going to show you. By the way, check out my shirt. Isn't it cool? It's Darth Vader with one of them doggy retractable leashes walking an at. Darlene got it for me. I thought it was so cool. And again, I'm a Star Wars nerd, so. But honestly, let me show you this pizza. Now, normally it's not so dark on top, but I actually like mine a little crispier. So there it is, people. Here. I made another one, but the pan got a little cheese. The cheese got a little crispy on the edges, so it. I didn't want to show you that one because you'd be like, it's burnt, Nelson. Yeah, I got the cheese when it bubbles over, turned a little black. That one, I left it in there on the air fryer a little. I wanted to crisp it up a little bit. And I thought I took it out when I took the other one out, so it got a little bit more, but I actually don't mind it like that. I like the pepperoni where you bite into it and the sausage. And I don't know what you like on your pizza, but I pretty much like everything but anchovies. I'm not a big anchovy fan. And I used to like pepper rings. I don't like them on there anymore. You may say, Nelson, what does this have to do with anything? Well, anybody's been in here long enough, I'm glad you asked. Because everything I talk about, I can bring God right into it. And my free will was to make that pizza today. I could have called somebody and had it delivered. But I enjoyed making pizza. I enjoy, back in the day, just making the dough and letting it sit, 12 to 24 hours, 48 hours. At the minimum, homemade dough, which that is, it should sit for about at least 12 hours, depending on the dough, and at least 24. And then you just, if you're making two, you just break it apart, or a flat stone thing like that. I mean, obviously, I did it without a stone. I messed my stone up. I forgot to flour it, and I cooked the pizza on it, and that stuck. And I wasn't about trying to clean that thing. I cleaned one once before, and it took me forever. And I'm just going to buy a new one. I don't have I was going to build a stone oven. But again, some of you are probably saying, man, he's all over. You're right. It's that free will. We can talk about whatever we want. See, isn't it amazing that God gives us a free will? We have a choice. You're not going to be able to convince God that you did everything because Satan made you do it. That's the biggest lie out there. Satan didn't make Eve take a bite of that forbidden fruit. Satan didn't make Adam listen to Eve. Adam committed the first sin by doing exactly that. Adam had a choice. We have a choice. We have a choice of where we go, where our eternal life is going to spend. Well, Nelson, what if you're truly wrong? What if there is no eternal life? What if this is just some ordeal and just coincidental, these things have changed and your life has gotten better? What if it is? What if I'm wrong? But how do you explain things that just doesn't make sense? I questioned it for a couple years when I first truly started reading again and sitting and praying and trying to learn how to pray. Is there a right way or not? Again, Jesus says he gives us the easiest way. Our Father who thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of those who trespass against us as we forgive. Forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one, strict plan, schemes, rotten thing that he is, and keep us safe. It goes on a little bit more, but that's how I like to say it. And that alone, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. At the end, and you can fill in the blanks in between. Our prayer is that simple. When you have a plate of food, dear Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you for providing this meal for me. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for blessing me today and keeping this food on the table and keeping it with, to where it won't harm me. You could say it however you want. It's your relationship with him. It's your relationship with the Father. Go to the Father. Thank the Father. Thank him for sitting. I thank him every day for sitting on a throne that is untouchable. I thank him for being in control of my life. I surrender my free will back to you, Father. I don't want it. Please use it for your plan and purpose. Whatever I'm here for, lead me into that. Put me into that. Show me the direction. Show me where I need to be today. I don't want to plan my day. Give me my day. And give me this day, this daily bread. Whether it's for spiritual bread or whether it's for bread for my body, I wait on you. I wait on you. And that's the amazing part about Journey, people. That's the amazing part about God. It's never a dull adventure, and it's always something there. And how do you justify that? How do you justify that you pray that something gets paid off, and then somebody walks up and hands you a check? How do you justify that? Is it a coincidence? That's a heck of a coincidence. How do you justify when you pray about a job that you really want, and then you get there, even though at first it's the best thing, man, because you always was told that it's never going to happen, and you pray and you pray and you think it's a life changing event, and then it turns out to be not so what you thought. Well, God still granted it. How do you justify when trucking companies are turning me down left and right, and the one company that accepted me is one of the hardest companies to get into? Coincidence? Am I just that good of a driver? Am I that good of a pre-tripper? I mean, they give you 30 minutes to pre-trip a truck and trailer. First time I did it took me 33 minutes. My question was, how do you put a time on safety? The guy that was taking the test just looked at me and got kind of ticked off about me, and I'm just glad I didn't have him the last 2 days I was there. How do you put a time on safety? When a DOT is looking at our logbooks, he's looking at how much time we spent pre-tripping our trailer in the morning. Do we do a mid-check? Are we doing a post-trip? How long are we spending on a post-trip? They're watching all that stuff. So they're watching it. So if I take 33 minutes, if I take 45 minutes, if I take 55 minutes the next morning, depending on if I got a different trailer or not, basically in the morning, if I take a half hour in the morning and I pre-trip that trailer at night, sometimes, I pre-trip a trailer in the morning, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and a truck and trailer. Then when I go to bed, I'm probably spending 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. If that, I'm going around and looking, make sure I don't have a flat tire or anything like that, make sure my lights are still working, make sure I'm not losing oil or air or anything like that. Looking at, make sure my trailer ain't all smashed. But in the morning, I spend longer because now if I'm at a truck stop, I got to make sure nobody backed into my trailer in the night, so nobody took nothing, no lights or anything off there. Where are you going with this? Glad you asked. God sees everything. God knows how much time we spend in prayer, how much time we spend reading His Word, how much time you spend on PlayStation, Xbox, playing Atari, playing Pac-Man, playing Space Invaders, playing Call of Duty, playing virtual reality, because cell phones are going to be gone soon, and we're going to be virtual everything. And I don't know how that's going to go over, but we're about to find out, aren't we? That guy's scary looking. Wow. The Walking Dead, people. That's all I can say. I mean, it's starting to come more and more. People, it's drugs now. I believe we're starting to really see demons manifest through the host of the bodies that they take over. I wonder sometimes if people actually are dead, or if it's just I don't know. I don't even know how to put it into words, to be honest with you. It is very interesting, some of the stuff that's going on today. We look at politicians, we look at all this stuff that's going on, Musk being in charge, control over stuff. I can't even wrap my brain around politicians, and I guess it's best that I don't go into that crazy realm of it. All I ask God every day is to His will be done with the people that are in place. I mean, look, Jesus chose Judas as part of the 12, and they don't make mistakes. So there's a reason why they're in place. What is the reason? I don't know, people. I don't know why the things happen. Well, I do know why, because Satan's involved in it, and you allow Satan, you give him that little crack, it's gonna be like a bee. A bee starts making a nest, and before you know it, it's so freaking big, you're terrified to even mess with it. And that's what Satan does in your life. He makes it terrible for you to even comprehend in life. So, that being said, this is kind of where I'm at, and hopefully you guys got a lot of, I used to say, grab the gold nuggets, put them in your bag, and hold on to them, sometimes we got to go backwards, people, to go forward. And I appreciate all of you. And stay tuned. Tomorrow is going to be an interesting video. Well, whenever you get it, any video at the next one after this. So if you watch this one, tune into the next one, because I'm gonna take you back into hell. Fun, isn't it? I don't want to go. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because you want to tune into it just because you want to know if you got 2 feet heading that direction. That's what you need to tune in for. So, that being said, God bless you guys. Love you. Till the next one.